first of all, hip hop started in the West Bronx, you know, not the South Bronx, started in the West Bronx, you know, over on by Sedgwick Avenue and Cedar Park. And I'm from that age group of that history. So there was nothing really else to go by as a guide. When I was a kid, we didn't have no rap music at all. There was no scratching, no cutting. So we saw it develop early when we were kids, so we understand every part of the history of hip hop.
Oh, yeah. One of the meanest and the cleanest, and still I'm kind of fiendish when I'm at this. Been doing this for eons. Peons best to catch this.
Let me give you a test right now. We're gonna give a primo test. Okay. Percy Sledge.
When a Man Loves a Woman.
All right. What do you know about Tears for Fears?
Shout, Everybody Wants to Rule the World, Working Hour, Broken, Head Over Heels.
Tom Tom Club?
What you gonna do when you get out of jail? Teens of Love.
There you go. See, this is now a lot of cats today, if I did that to them, they look at me like, what are you talking about?
You got all of those are the tools of hip hop. Before we had the actual drum machines, it was these records that we use as our backbone to rap over and to keep the party rocking. So those were our gutter jams. And in them days, it was gutter, it was raw. The Platform Shoes, Parliament, George Clinton, the P-Funk, the Bomb. Like, you gotta know about James Brown, Africa Bambaataa. So you should know who Maze and Frankie Beverly is if you like hip hop. You should know who the Isley Brothers are if you like hip hop. I don't care if you like Lil Wayne. I don't care if you like Drake. I don't care if you like Nicki Minaj. You got to know these groups too. You got to know the OJs. You got to know who the Supremes are. You got to know that. So when I wanted to get down with it, I just wanted to be a different part of the sound, but where everybody that I looked up to, that I wanted to just like me, I made stuff that was on the level of what they said, yo, you dope. I wanted Mixmaster Ice from UTFO to say you dope. I wanted EPMD to say you was dope. I wanted Public Enemy, Flavor Flav to be like, yo, I love your music. KRS-One, Rakim, Big Daddy Kane, and they all did it. And we didn't know them personally. We just run into them in a club and they'd be like, yo, Gangstar, we feeling y'all. So I was like, I made it. The money wasn't even a deal. It was just being liked by the artists that we wish would like us, that made us want to do it. Run DMC, Jam Master Jay talking about, yo, we ought to go on tour together. I'm like, what?
You know, I've always wanted to see Premier and Dr. Dre sit in a room and do a project together. I mean, what do you think that would be like? Why hasn't that ever happened? The two greatest producers.
I would love to do a beat for Dre to rhyme to. Dre, I'm telling you right here, open arms, my dude. I would love to do a beat for you and have you spit on it. I don't care if you write it, I write it, whoever. Dre knows how to always deliver as an MC when he spits in the booth, and he gets it. You know what I'm saying? That's why he has longevity in this game, and he's definitely one of my favorite producers all the time. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Dre and his whole legacy.
Have you ever heard of one of his records and been like, oh snap, and you know, maybe you didn't consciously, but you went home and said, I'm gonna have to, you know.
Yeah. Eazy's album, NWA's album, The Chronic, Doggy Style, Eminem, 50, like, you know, on and on, Michelet, all the world-class Wrecking Crew stuff, you know, everything, Uncle Jam's Army, everything. Like, I'm from that era, Egyptian Lover era, you know, Ronnie O, Joe Cooley era. I'm from that. Shout out to Joe Cooley, one of the illest DJs. Like, come on.
You did the tribute for Guru. Somebody we went far back with, and you know, like, we feel like the Bay was a second home for him and you. Your thoughts now that some time has passed, you know, what goes on through your mind, you know, when you look at that legacy of Gangstar and what he meant to hip hop?
Still hard to believe that he's gone. Like, it took me a while to even just get over it. I just got over it a couple weeks ago because we had the final memorial. And it was just his family, his brothers and sisters, his son. I spoke at the funeral, no paper written down, just from the heart. His remains were right there in a nice gold box engraved with his name and his year and his death date. And it was, you know, we even took pictures with it. Like, it was, that's how close of a family gathering it was. and he's resting in peace now. Still a lot of things to take care of outside to rest him fully in peace, but that'll happen one day at a time, and everything else is just positive energy all the time to keep his legacy alive. And I'm glad that through all the controversy, everybody's still like, man, we still love Guru and Gangstar. And
there you have it. We're gonna let Primo go. Once again, man, this is one of the greatest producers around. Is Lauryn Hill on now? Lauryn Hill, we gonna go see Lauryn Hill. We out. Peace.
hey.